Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. Do you ever get that feeling of deja vu? Yeah, sometimes I do as well. And yeah, I'm afraid this is the exact same FCM 36 Pack 40 that we saw in the last video. Yes, it's still the same player, ProvoBob. He's on the south side of Abbey this time, and he's still in his Pack 40. Game started. Well, there's an equal number of bots in this battle, and he's moving off to his firing position. This battle took place about 1 hour after the last one you saw. Yep, same day, in same session, and an hour later. This time round, instead of actually staying near the cap and shooting up the alley, he's actually going to go over to the river road. That's where he's headed. Now, as I said before, the Pack 40, very powerful 75mm anti-tank gun. And oh dear, now that is a Unicum player. The M3 Stuart we're seeing now going through the picture. Gets him in the tracks with the first shot, and he gets killed. So the guy was on a suicide run there. He got taken out by a T28E with an F30 gun. So yes, he went up against somebody who was far more powerful than he was. Well, getting back to the FCM 36 Pack 40, it's got a 75mm anti-tank gun, which was probably the most powerful anti-tank gun that the Germans had during the early stages of the war. 75mm caliber, but it's capable of penetrating 98mm of armour with standard rounds and doing 110 alpha. And it will go up to 126mm with the premium rounds, but you don't really need them at this level because this is tier 3. And most of the tanks you're up against have very little armour indeed, virtually nothing. And oh dear, we've got a troll. Yep, the troll is in the Type 91. He was pushing ProvoBob along, and in fact actually that is a bot. So the bot is a troll. Neither of those two. Oh no, the DW2 is a troll, is a bot, and so's the Type 91. So all three of those tanks are bots. But we'll have to report that to Wargaming because the Type 91 came up directly behind ProvoBob and tried to push him forward into the enemy. And that's not what should happen. Basically, that's troll behaviour and it's against Wargaming rules, and yet the bots are actually performing like trolls. Well, he tried to get a shot in there, and I think he had to hit his own teammate, the Type 91, and that may disqualify ProvoBob from getting a high caliber. He got a pen on the T127, and what's going on here? Now we've got the DW2 being a troll, pushing ProvoBob out. I think we're going to have to report this to Wargaming because you shouldn't see bots acting like trolls, pushing live players into the front of the enemy so they take fire from the enemy. Okay, it seems that DW2 has now moved around ProvoBob, but he was definitely pushing him forward. And here comes, oh, that enemy tank took a round. He tried to jump out the way. That was a live player. Must have been. The T127 is also a live player, as is the Matilda. And he's backing up. Can find just into the top of him. Just the top of the turret's all we need. Yep, nicely done. Well, the bots are engaging them. And he now needs to get a shot on that T127 to kill him. Two more shots should do enough. If he gets a high roll, then he should take him out. The bots are doing damage to him. He's a one shot now. Yep, got him. But he took a couple of rounds. In fact, he took 3 rounds from that T127, and he's now down to half his hit points. So I think we're going to have to report that some of their bots are acting like trolls and pushing people out into enemy fire. I think somebody's going to have to reprogram the bots to stop them doing that, because otherwise then Wargaming are going to get reported for breaking their own rules. Okay, he's got a shot on the Stug. It's a very narrow shot. Yes, he gets it. Just see the corner of the vehicle, but now that the Stug has managed to get behind the cover of that wreck, there's the M3 Stuart. Go for that. Go for that. Missed the chance, and the M3 Stuart jumps into the water And he's going to drown for sure, but ProvoBob can make absolutely certain of it. Oh, missed on that shot. Go for the next one. Yep, got him. Before he drowned, he got the kill. And he's still aiming towards where the Stug 3B is, but he hasn't pulled away because we didn't see him pull away. He's now firing the HE rounds in that direction. But the burst radius of the HE rounds is not big enough for him to actually cause damage to the Stug. So this is wasting ammo. Yeah, now he's only got 19 rounds left. And he's wasted a lot of that ammo, a lot of the APCR ammo. He didn't need to fire APCR at the T127. And as a consequence, he's going to end up with a loss for the battle overall. And he's still wasting ammunition. You're not going to get through the wreck. No, complete waste. This is an example of what not to do. And last battle he played was also an example of what not to do. And I'm afraid he's doing it again. I think he's in two minds whether or not to go back to his own cap, because the enemy is winning by 3 tanks at the moment. I think if we look at the team list, we can see who's left alive on his team, and I'm afraid it doesn't look too good, because he's still got 3 other live players still alive, but one of those players is not a very experienced one, and the other 2 are bots. So he's trying to get into a position so he can lay fire on the enemy tanks as they go towards the cap. But again, I think he's being a bit premature because none of the enemy tanks are actually reached that point yet. And if they do approach the cap, it's going to be from the west side of the map. And he can't hit them from here. There's the Stug. No shot. No shot still. Yeah, the Stug is getting shots on our bots. Nope, that all wasted ammunition. And they finally managed to kill the Stug. And another enemy tank has turned up, an SU-85B. Now that's a live player as well. Seems to be doing quite a lot of damage to the DW2. And he's now dead. The Valentine 2 tank just down there, that's a live player as well. But that, I'm afraid, is the very inexperienced player. And that's really why he's not engaging. The scores are even now. There's 5 on either team. And ProvoBob is headed towards the enemy cap with 2 kills. I think he's decided now that he does need to return to his own cap, because if he doesn't, that Matilda's going to walk all over the T28E with the F30, even with his 85mm gun, and then the enemy will cap out and win. Oh no, he's going up onto this rise again. As I pointed out before, the more than likely only the Cruiser 2 and the Matilda are going to go to the cap from this direct route. The other guys are going to come in from the west. So he might get shots on the Cruiser 2 and the M3 Stuart, but at the time these guys were blocked up by the T28 with the F30 gun. But he's about to die. So he's got shots on the M3, he fires one in, gets a critical hit in the tracks. Kill shot? Yep, gets it. There's the Cruiser 2, or it's actually a Cruiser 3, who backs up to take a shot, but takes a round in the engine bay and he's on fire, and now he's dead. The Cruiser 3 was a bot, by the way, so that's why he reacted the way he did. Kind of rabbit in the headlights, you might say. Now he's trying to find a good position to hit the Matilda when the Matilda pops up. But the DW2 on the other side of the map has actually killed the M8A1 that was on our team. He was a live player, taken out by the bots. And I think he's hoping that the DW2 is going to approach from the heights, in which case he will get shots on the guy. But the enemy Matilda is actually making his way back to try and kill our DW2. So ProvoBob's decided to go over the edge of the cliff. And I think he's going to try and come up behind the Matilda and shoot him in the ass. I'm afraid that's a bit late because, yes, the Matilda's made it off the Abbey Road and is now headed towards the cap area. And the DW2 being a bot, he's not reacting as he should. He's not taking a defensive position and he's being hit by that Matilda. Any second now the Matilda is going to get up onto the cap area and start plugging that DW2 full of shell holes. We might get a shot on the guy. And there he is. One in. Go for the next one. The Matilda suddenly realises, oh my god, I've got an FCM 36 pack 40 behind me. But the enemy's capping at the other end, and that's the DW2. And there's the kill shot on the Matilda. So he's lucky about getting rid of that guy. But now he's got to get rid of the DW2 at the other end. He's got 5 kills, so if he kills this last one, he gets the top gun. But I don't think he'll be getting the high caliber because of that shot that he fired, which accidentally hit one of his bots. There's the DW2, and he's moving about within the cap area. And so he can hit him from here. He doesn't need to go back any further. And that wins the game. So he picks up a top gun and potential ace tanker. Let's have a look at the end of battle results. Well, yes, it was an ace tanker for ProvoBob in the FCM 36 pack 40. He managed to get a sharpshooter for getting 10 or more consecutive shots on the enemy, a master gunner for getting 5 armor penetrating hits in a row, a fire for effect for doing more damage than hit points to his own vehicle, and a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In this one, he managed to get 11. He did get a top gun for dealing the most damage, for getting 6 kills in this game. He got 6 exactly, and his win rate from the battle was 9,786, which is Super Unicum standard. But he wasted a lot of ammo, and I think he missed out on the high caliber because of a careless shot. No, he didn't get the high caliber because the high caliber actually went to the T28E with the F30 gun. He got 1,754 hit points. So I apologise to ProvoBob for that because he didn't disqualify himself. He did get 1,479 hit points, which is the second highest total, and the Matilda on the enemy team with a live player managed to get 1,331 as the third highest damage in the game. When it came to kills though, it was ProvoBob got the highest with 6 kills. 3 kills went to the T28E with the F30 and the M8A1, and 2 kills to the Matilda, the BT7 Art and the Stug 3B. All of those were live players. When it came to base XP, it was ProvoBob who got the best with 1,296, 1,022 went to the T28E with the F30, and 622 went to the M8A1. He fired 35 rounds in that game, got 19 direct hits, 16 penetrations, damage of 1,479 hit points, of which 137 were at more than 300 meters. He received 3 hits from the enemy, all 3 were penetrations, I'm afraid, all from the T127, and he also damaged 8 of the enemy, killed 6, and did 153 hit points of damage assistance, plus he got 42 defense points by resetting the cap whilst the DW2 was capping. On a premium count, he earned 37,371 credits, and after ammunition resupply and repair, he actually ended up with a small profit of 2,289 credits. Yes, he didn't fire as much APCR as he did in the previous battle, because he wasted all his AP and then wasted most of his APCR in that battle and then switched to his HE rounds. No, he switched to his HE rounds a lot sooner in this battle while he was trying to kill the Stug 3B, and as a result he didn't waste as much ammo as he did in the last one and ended up with a small tiny profit, which would have been a lot higher if he'd actually fired just standard AP throughout or just loaded up on plenty of HE and fired that instead. He received 1,944 XP, 7,776 for completed mission and events, 1,166 for this being a premium vehicle, and took away 10,886 experience points altogether. The FCM 36 Pack 40 is a great little tank destroyer for training tank destroyer crews for the French line, and there are some good tank destroyers on the French line, so it's worth actually having one of these purely to train crews. But as I said before, it's better actually if you fire standard ammo, because most of the tanks you're going to come up against are very thin armoured, so you're easily going to go through with standard ammo. You don't need premium ammo at all. Even against something like the Panzer IIJ, you're still going to be able to penetrate a Panzer IIJ with standard ammo. So if you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like and do subscribe to our channel, and thank you for watching.